So in our first circuit, we've got eccentric push-ups. I'm gonna do these up on a kettlebell. You can do them on the ground. If that's too hard, you can elevate yourself. So put your hands up on a bench, you can put them up on a barbell, whatever it may be. The more upright you are, the easier this is gonna be. But really try to stay as parallel to the ground as possible. We're gonna work the eccentric, so we're gonna lower ourselves under control. We're gonna take 6 seconds. I'm gonna push up out of them. You don't have to do that. You can also set yourself on the ground. So here we go. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm gonna push back out of them. That's pretty advanced, especially as we get going. That's gonna be harder to do as you get further into sets and reps. So the other option, you can go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently set yourself on the ground, and then just reset back up. Remember that we're pulling our body down, so I literally want you to think pulling yourself down to the ground, not just falling to the ground. Keep your core tight. Make this a full body exercise. Your shoulder blades move around the rib cage. Your chest muscles are opening up. Your rear back muscles and your lats are pulling you down. You're opening that chest. Those shoulders are drifting back. Big wide chest. Keep those forearms vertical. Here you can see my forearm position is vertical. My torso moves as a unit. I set myself down and I pop back up. After that, we're gonna move to a row exercise. Now I have got 2 kettlebells here. If you have dumbbells, that's fine. Kettlebells are ideal because they give us a little more length, and I would like to keep one of the kettlebells on the ground while we row. Call this the gorilla row. We're gonna stand real wide, sit down into our seat right here, okay? I'm gonna keep that tension in our legs and glutes. That's our foundation. We're gonna kind of just hold the front of the kettlebell. The edge is gonna stay on the ground. I'm gonna row one and leave the other where it is. Big row and replace. Row and replace. Row and replace. Row and replace. I'm getting a little bit of rotation. We're working on going kind of heavy right now, so we're only gonna do 6 to 8 each side, okay? If we were going lighter, we could add a little more speed and or a little more rotation, okay? So we'll alternate. We're doing 12 to 16 total, 6 to 8 each side. Stay low in that seat, sit in those sets. Then we're coming to an incline. We've got an incline bench here. If you don't have access to that, you can always just post up here and do one arm at a time. We're gonna use this incline bench. My abs are strong. I've got light weights, 10s, and that's gonna be very challenging. I need to keep my chest up. I don't wanna collapse over like this. I have proud extension in my chest, and that happens right here in the mid-back between the shoulder blades. Keep that chest up, reverse fly, pause, come back down. When I fly back, I sort of externally rotate my arm. I lift my chest a little bit, and I really try to squeeze in the middle of the back. I'm trying to tie my tricep in there by squeezing my tricep at the top. All that is holding that weight still at the top. I'm gonna do 15 of these. It's a lot. We need to be careful that we don't get into a big swinging motion here. We're just swinging it. Lift, pause, lower. Lift, pause, lower. So we've got the push-ups. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Be honest with yourself. Make sure that those push-ups are a true 6 seconds. Then we're gonna go to the gorilla rows. Make sure that your stance, you're loading your legs. If your legs start to burn during this, your legs are getting tired, good, free leg work, okay? Then we're gonna go with your reverse fly right here. Squeeze, pause, make sure you emphasize those triceps as well, okay? Big extension, don't collapse over, have good posture all the time. For our second circuit, we're gonna be doing a single leg box jump up onto either one leg, 2 legs. You may do a repetitive jump. It kind of depends upon where you are. And these are plyometrics, so be careful. Err on the side of caution here. If you're a young athlete, these are great to go after. But you know, if you've got some miles on the tires, maybe you ease into this. Definitely have a good warm up. Make sure that we ease into our jumping. And again, err on the lower or the easier, more conservative side here so we avoid injury. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand on one foot. We're gonna lower into our hip. Notice how my hands go down. I'm preloaded here. I've got a little more weight shifted forward to the toes of my feet. Okay, the toes in the toe box. Throw my hands down. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna land on 2 feet. Okay? Step back down. Now, that's one way to get started with this. Now I'm gonna land on 1 foot. So same deal. I'm gonna hinge, jump. I'm gonna land there. Okay? We can also jump up, down, and see how many we can get. Okay, without going over the number 10. So every time your ground hits, that's 1. We don't want to go to number 10, okay? we're gonna have 6 total jumps here. 6 up, step down. Okay, we're gonna do our left leg. Then we're gonna come and we're gonna have our left leg on the ground and we're gonna do a split squat. Squeezing the rear glute, preferably on the rear toe here, pulling ourselves down, big range of motion into a split squat. We're gonna do 8. So I did 8 jumps with the left leg, then I did, 6 jumps with the left leg, then I did 8 split squats with my left leg. Now I'm gonna turn around and catch my breath, get a drink of water. Don't take too long, but definitely have your heart rate come back down, and I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna do my right leg jumps. Same thing I did with the other leg. 6 jumps, I'm gonna go 8 split squats. So left 8, 6, or 6, 8, then right 6, 8. Jump before we do our split squat, and allow your heart rate to come back down before you do your next jump. I wanna push heavy on these split squats as well. So let's push that weight. Try to push up towards something that's gonna be very challenging for 8, maybe only get 7 reps. That's fine, especially later on in the sets, the second and third set. We're gonna do 3 sets of these. So 6, 8 left, 6, 8 right is 1. We'll do that 3 times. Okay, we're gonna go over a clean press. I'm gonna show you how to do a clean press real quick with a dumbbell and then a kettlebell. All right? With our dumbbell, it's gonna remain closer to our body. So we're gonna hinge back. We're gonna go about as far as our knees, maybe a little lower. And we're gonna rip up. So you're gonna use your hips to extend and you're gonna transfer that energy up into the dumbbell. So we're gonna rip and see how when I let go, the dumbbell still travels up. So all I'm gonna do is catch that at the shoulder, kind of reset. Now I'm pressing up. Pulling back down, reset, catch, press, pull back down. Now, in this press, we're allowed to kind of reset and pop with our legs again. What we can't do is arch our back. We don't want to lean away from the weight. We want to stay underneath it, nice tall posture. We are allowed to drop into our legs and use those. With a kettlebell, the real difference is instead of directly up tight to the body, that kettlebell is going to swing out a little bit and you're going to pull it in tight, catching it, trying to bring your arm and the kettlebell into your torso and make them one thing. So, you'll be here, you hike, swing it out, and then manipulate it and try to bring it in. As you can see, tight to our body here, the kettlebell rests on the forearm and shoulder. Then we'll press it, pull back down, into a little kettlebell swing where we clean again. Again, we're here, we kettlebell swing, catch that clean, press up, back down. Into a clean, press up, back down. Same rules apply on that press. Don't lean away, don't arch the back. After that, we're gonna do 6 to 8 each side, okay? Try to push that weight, make it heavy. Again, you can use those legs. The press is gonna be what stops you, okay? So, 6 to 8 each side there, and then we're gonna do a suitcase carry. We're gonna try to walk about 40 yards with one arm, then switch over to the other. When we do our suitcase carry, we're gonna hold the kettlebell here on our side. We want just a very little bit of space between our arm and our body. We're standing up tall, and when we walk, we're gonna pick our feet up and step over the kids' toes just a little bit. So to kind of show you again, we're walking, step over, feel that heel strike and pull us through. Keep that core tight. We don't want the weight to bend us this way. We don't want the weight to be swinging around. We don't want to push our hips out and hold the weight like that. That's why we gotta have this space. This opposite side should really be holding. Your whole arm should be pinned to your side, holding strong and making sure that we're not letting that weight get moved around everywhere. Controlling this weight, especially with that opposite side, is key on the suitcase carry. So, to review real quick, we're going clean press, 6 to 8 each side. Use dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever you have. We're trying to press the weight on that so you get a little heavy. Then we're gonna do our suitcase carry for hopefully 40 yards, all the way down. Come back with the other hand. If you need to make a lot of turns, that's fine. If you have somewhere you can walk along, that's great too. Okay, so clean press, 6 to 8 each side, then suitcase carry. Our last circuit in this workout is going to be simple: kettlebell swing and pull-ups. I'm going to show you some modified pull-ups today, some options. Pull-ups, if you're able to do pull-ups, our goal is going to be to do max pull-ups plus 20 centers, so as many pull-ups as you can. Okay, then followed by a little help. So get yourself up there, get a chair, jump off the ground, whatever, get yourself up, help yourself, and then control and lower over 5 to 6 seconds, much like we did in the push-ups earlier. So we're gonna control that eccentric. So as many chins as you can do underhand, and then followed by one eccentric. So help yourself up there, lower yourself down. I'll show you some other options here in a second, okay? On the kettlebell swing, we're always gonna stand behind our kettlebell swing. We're gonna do 10 to 12 of these. Remember, we're shooting our hips back and then throwing our hips forward. So we shoot back, our hip flexors pull us back. We get a good stretch here in the hamstrings and glutes. And then this is our engine back here, and it throws us forward. When we throw forward, we're gonna have a big exhale. Brace here in the core, so our abs are braced, and this is what stops us from going here where we don't wanna go, way here. Okay? So, start with the kettlebell behind us. We're already in the stance you wanna be in. We're gonna hike the football. Shoot the hips back, throw the hips forward. The kettlebell does not come way above your head. Kettlebell and the arms are just along with the ride. So we get here, we rip back down. We keep that kettlebell close to our body. We don't want it hanging way down here. We want it shooting back and forward. 10 to 12 kettlebell swings. Get a drink, catch your breath. We're gonna go back to our pull-ups. Now these modified pull-ups, I like lowering on a barbell here, or we can either, in this situation, I lower the bar down to the floor, or we can get an apparatus, a chair, a bench, a stool, a box, whatever, to raise the floor to us. Either way, we're getting ourselves closer to the bar, all right? So if you have trouble with chin-ups, you're struggling, if you're still working on your chin-ups, no problem at all. I like using this. Bands are great when you loop the band into your foot, they're fine, but this allows us to police our own assisted. Bands, they are what they are. So if you have a band that's gonna pull with 20 pounds of help, it's gonna pull with 20 pounds in the first rep, the 10th rep, the 50th rep, whatever. Here, we can sink down and our legs, so our feet are on the ground. I'm in that full extension. You can make sure you're trying to drop your butt to the ground, and I'm gonna chin myself straight up. And here, I'm not helping at all. In fact, I can go no feet. Now later on, I need some help, so I can use my legs. What I want to avoid is pushing back and pulling in. I don't want to make an arc to come up. I want to go straight up. I also don't want to throw my hips like that. I want to pull straight up and my hips remain underneath my shoulders. So those are things we're looking for in our chin up. You can help modify. You really got to work on policing yourself and making sure that you're making it as challenging as you can, while still making sure that we're getting the reps that we want. So if you're doing this, we're gonna try to get 10 to 12 reps on the chin-ups, along with 10 to 12 reps on our kettlebell swing. But if you can, I'd really like you to get up high, get as many chin-ups as you can, get those feet off the ground, then get up for one more extra one after you've done your max, and get that eccentric lower down for 5 to 6 seconds. That'll finish up your workout. Have fun. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comments.